Recently on Reddit, someone leaked a permit by Six Flags Magic Mountain to tear down their Golden Bear Theater. Now, this has sparked tons of talk about a brand new roller coaster that they're planning on building at Magic Mountain. And we're here to talk about what is the most likely scenario to happen at the park. Before we get into this video, I'd like to say thank you for checking us out and watching. If you're new to the channel, please go down and subscribe. Like, leave a comment, share, do all that good stuff that you know that all YouTube channels ask to do. It helps us oh so much. And if you are so inclined, you could be like one of these wonderful people right here that joined our channel membership page. They get things like exclusive pictures, exclusive shout outs, videos, stuff like that. And they help us more than we can even express. So thank you to all our members. You guys are the backbone of this community.
Oh yeah.
But now into this video. Six Flags Magic Mountain, we thought about long and hard about what they could be getting next and if it's even going to be a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But first we want to address the, rumor about them getting a Giga. Now this rumor has been going on for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, people have thought for a while that Six Flags Magic Mountain is going to get a Giga coaster because they're a really big park and they don't have a Giga coaster, so people are going to say that they're going to get a Giga coaster.
Anytime that you're kind of predicting and thinking and speculating about what any park might get, you have to look at a couple things. You have to look at what they need first and foremost, because a park isn't going to get something just for the sake of getting it. They're going to think they're going to get it because they think it can add to their lineup and bring in more guests and help bring up their overall attendance and stuff like that. So they're not just going to add a random roller coaster just for the sake of it. So you have to think about that, and you also have to think about their land that they have, how much room.
Yeah, how much space do they have?
And you have to think about money. Money is very important. And about Magic Mountain, money is tight right now. Six Flags and Cedar Fair just merged because of money. The amusement park industry is not doing well as a whole. Attendance is down across the board, including Magic Mountain, who saw their first sub 3 million guest year in 2022. The 2023 season isn't over yet, obviously, so the numbers aren't out for that. But 2022 was their first sub 3 million guest season, not including 2020, since 2014. So it's definitely trending downwards, and that's not a good look for the park, and not something that like makes them think, hey, you know what, we want to invest a huge amount of money right now.
Yeah.
So addressing this whole Giga thing, my personal thoughts is that if Magic Mountain was going to build a Giga, they had all through the 2010s when Gigas were at their height of popularity, that they could have went to any three of the manufacturers that have built Gigas across the world and said, hey, build us one. But instead,
they haven't.
Yeah, they haven't. But they've built Full Throttle, Twisted Colossus, Wonder Woman,
ton of coasters they built instead of building a Giga coaster this whole entire time.
So it doesn't really make sense right now with the rising cost of labor and steel. And a Giga coaster right now, like in 2020, Orion was built at Kings Island for, I think, right around $30 million. And you have to assume a few years later, with steel prices going through the roof, that would actually just go up even more. So you're looking at a north of $30 million for Magic Mountain to build this coaster. Now, I don't think they want to invest that kind of money, and plus space.
Yeah, space. They don't. A lot of people are saying that they're, with them getting rid of this theater, that they're going to have a bunch of space, but they really don't. They have a decent amount of room, but I measured, like I went over to Leviathan and measured, and the lift hill to the bottom of the drop,
on Google Earth,
yeah,
he didn't drive up to
I did not.
Wonderland.
So yeah, I measured it, and it was like 200 meters, and you can't fit that in the space at Magic Mountain.
And you're just talking about from the station until the lift hill,
the beginning of the lift hill to the bottom of the first drop, and that can't fit into the area in Magic Mountain. So a Giga coaster really just isn't possible, because there just isn't enough room for it. I looked everywhere, but I just couldn't find enough room for a Giga coaster because they're really, really big.
So sorry, Thuzies. Don't hate us for being the bearer of bad news. We're just here to tell you the facts of what's going on at Magic Mountain.
Yeah, a Giga coaster is insanely, extremely unlikely.
But That doesn't mean that they won't get any sort of roller coaster or any sort of extreme thrill roller coaster, because we thought of some options that Magic Mountain could be looking at. We looked at their entire lineup and said, okay, what are they missing? And we kind of went over some things and came up with a couple ideas. So why don't you let us know what you think of these ideas as we spit them out here in the comment section. So the thing that I thought of that I really love the idea to go to Magic Mountain, and for this ride, there's only, what, 2 in existence in the world right now?
Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about
I know you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Mac Extreme Spinner.
Yes, okay, so there's only 2 of them.
Mac Extreme Spinner, I think, would go perfect at the park and in that space. Now, we went and on Google Earth and looked, and Ride to Happiness takes up about, what, just under 3 acres or something like that?
Yeah.
Just under 3 acres, in the area that we kind of see that Magic Mountain really would definitely have to work with is a little over 3 acres.
Yeah, so there's definitely enough room. Obviously, Ride to Happiness is a custom layout, and Mac makes custom layouts for Extreme Spinners, so they're not getting a Ride to Happiness clone, but they can build something like Ride to Happiness in that space. It would definitely be a terrain coaster, something like Time Traveler. Time Traveler is more of a terrain coaster than Ride to Happiness, so they could definitely build something like that in that space.
And I think it's unique to anything else that they have in the park.
They don't have a spinning coaster. It'll add another launch coaster. Yeah, it's very unique. I mean, they're just unique coasters really to any park.
Yeah, since only 2 other parks in the world have them. So I think personally that would be not only realistic, because it would cost anywhere like right around the $20 million range probably. So that's much better than the $30+ million that a Giga would cost. So right in the $20 million range isn't bad. That's something that I feel like Six Flags is willing to invest in a park as big as Six Flags Magic Mountain. So I definitely think that is a realistic thing. And I think it's something that would draw people in and something they can market. And you were saying that you think some sort of family coaster would fit in there perfectly.
Yeah, family coaster would be.
It's the day and age of family coasters right now in the amusement park industry, so it would totally make sense.
Yeah, any sort of smaller to like thrill, just kind of in the middle of a family and thrill coaster, I think would be perfect, and I think it could work.
Now, when you brought up a family coaster, that mid-tier family coaster, the thing that I really thought about was that they have things like West Coast Racers, which isn't a family coaster per se, but it's definitely not like some huge thrill coaster or anything like that. So I think that they have that kind of category kind of taken up a little bit.
I mean, they have like 6 kiddie coasters. They have a good amount of family coasters. I mean, they definitely have that. So they definitely don't. They don't need that. They don't need a family coaster at all. But if they went with something cheaper, if they wanted to get away with something in like the $10 or so million something
range,
unique, maybe like some sort of unique family coaster. But a family coaster wouldn't be my first guess, though.
And when you're talking about Six Flags parks, you always have to talk about clones. And I think one thing that stands out, and we're not really sure how this would work with the terrain being like hilly and stuff like that, but Six Flags Over Georgia just announced that in 2024, they're going to be getting Intamin Ultra Surf. And it wouldn't surprise me if something like that would go over to Six Flags Magic Mountain.
However, just the terrain, they would really have to find some small spot that isn't hilly for that ride to be, because those can't really have any hills, really.
Yeah, they're just a flat, straight.
Yeah, so they need a flat terrain, and it's kind of difficult to find flat terrain in that area.
And then one other thing that I was thinking as far as clones, if they were going to buy something and put them on a couple different parks, in 2024, Six Flags Great Adventure is getting those big boomerangs. What do they call them? Super boomerangs or whatever. Yeah. So they're getting that. So maybe they bought 2 from Vekoma, and they're going to put 1 on each coast.
A boomerang, I could definitely see that. Super boomerang. I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, they'd have to work it with the terrain a little bit. It can't really be the exact same as Great Adventure, since Great Adventure is is on
Yeah,
very flat.
Yeah, not an exact clone, but
yeah, that could be interesting. It's unique, and it's something that they really don't have at Magic Mountain. I mean, they have a lot of different coasters, so it is difficult finding something that's unique to them because they have so much. But I think that is pretty unique.
and it would fit along with the Six Flags MO of getting, like, not clones necessarily, but buying in bulk almost. Like, say, okay, you know what? Vekoma will buy a couple of this from you. And then that was the same line of thinking with the Intamin Ultra Surf. Okay, we'll buy 2 of those for you from Intamin, so we could put one in Magic Mountain and over Georgia. So those are a few of the ideas that we're thinking. I'm leaning heavily towards the Mac Extreme Spinner.
That's definitely like best case scenario because the Mac Extreme Spinner would be amazing.
Yeah, it's a great ride, a unique ride, and I think enthusiasts would love it. I think it would draw on people because they could market it like really well as the first one ever to be built on that side of the country. So I think that would be the best bet, and that's what I would go with if I was the one running Magic Mountain and Six Flags. So enthusiasts, if you guys like that idea, then vote for me to take over Six Flags and take over, I guess, Cedar Fair too.
Yeah.
So that sounds good. I will be the new person running it. But that is it for this video. Let us know what you think about our ideas down in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you. And that's it for this video. So signing off here from Beach Cliff Studios. We'll see you guys next time, next video.